They look to bounce back after a very tough. Welcome in to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight, the Broncos National Championship finally begins on the defense. They open up their PEC season as Syracuse. They're looking to bounce back after a tough 3-1 loss to Michigan State in the opener. The question is, can the Orange find their footing and get back on track? Or will Boise State use their home debut to push Syracuse to an 0-2 start? That is the question on everybody's mind, and that is what we're going to look to answer here tonight. I am Michael, joined by Audrey here to call all of the action as the PEC season kicks off for Boise State, but of course Syracuse already started, and they're 0-1.
Yeah, not only that, but they faced one of the more challenging opponents in the PEC, and now they're going into a match against the previous champions, so they've got their work cut out for themselves this season. They're starting with some of the toughest opponents to try and learn and grow from all of their experience during the finals last year.
And they brought all the eyes on top of themselves to start the season, because as I said, the Broncos were on a bye, but the PEC season, it kicked off last weekend in Syracuse, featuring a thrilling lineup of 4 schools. Syracuse hosting the event. Michigan State, as we mentioned, Nebraska and Boise State. It marked a rematch of the spring Final Four showdown in Las Vegas and served as a week 1 matchup, as we talked about, for Syracuse and Michigan State. Held at the Shine Center, the new $2.7 million facility located in the heart of Syracuse campus. The atmosphere was electric, and Michigan State Director Christopher emphasized that there was a lot of significance in this event and highlighting how it fostered competition and camaraderie among top programs in the PEC.
Boise State, the squad that are the defending champions, and the runners-up, Michigan State, so that's going to be an interesting one.
Michigan State, they're feeling good. We've seen plenty of it, but can they do it against a top 10 team in the country?
I think I've just got to go with the squad that I saw. It looked better. Michigan State, I'm going to take them in 4. It's a team that is all put together.
Boise State, Michigan State, familiar foes, but we're playing on land, and we've already got a Durtho goal. That's 1-0 Boise State. Your prediction's already kind of flying out the window.
Yeah, in front, Woozy, nobody's getting that. That's a fireball. And Boise State up 3-0.
That's a solid game 1 from the Broncos. They are looking like they haven't missed a step since their Nebraska series. Michigan State, you look at a 3-1 score line, you're not too fazed by it. Game 2, we'll see if they can keep it up, but I expect this game to be a lot closer from the get-go. What do I know? Michigan State just made an awful error in the midfield.
Kind of a tough situation now. Still centering pass chance. Knockdown, Oppbaum scores!
Michigan State aren't done yet.
Though in front, it's dribbling in the net, but it's going right wide. One more time, and Woozy taps it in.
It's Boise State, again, cleaning up off of effective panic-causing offense.
Boise State just kind of has it. Preston in the air in front, and it's a goal from Preston. They are taking the Spartans, and it's
It's not a place that Michigan State wants to be. Having a reverse sweep on a land stage against a team as experienced as Boise State. Michigan State have a lot to figure out because Boise State are playing like this is their A game.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State right now, they're winning the horse race, and all the Spartans brought was a jockey.
Michigan State forced Boise to earn that opener, and yet they still get first blood.
Back in front, Boise scores! Nobody in net, and it's 2-0 Broncos. Idaho, I mean, they've got themselves a potato of a game here. They still have a chance in front, stuffed at the line, and the Broncos win 2-0. The Broncos just took the reins, pun intended, and the Spartans nowhere to be found, 3-0.
That was a dominant series from Boise State. Michigan State only putting up a pair of goals. That's right, and being forced to work hard on their back line the entire series. I mean, I expected more out of Michigan State, I'll be honest, against Boise. But the Broncos stepped onto land and looked like they've played a lane or two in their careers.
Now, again, we can't stress enough. That was just a warm-up, Audrey. That game had no point in the standings for Boise State. As we said, Syracuse lost to Michigan State. So the warm-up looked good, but it doesn't matter because the record still says 0-0.
It's true. But Boise State has a record even beyond the start of the season. We have the previous season to go off of and our current standings in other seasons. And so far, it's looking really good for the Broncos. Their teamwork has not seemed shaken by, a little bit of a break.
Yeah, they've said all the right things. They don't want to act like they have a head start. We've heard from Doc a bunch. Bottom of the mountain. We've got to climb up just like everybody else. We didn't start ahead of everyone because we have the national championship. But let's learn a little bit about what Boise State knows about Syracuse. We've talked about their game. Now let's talk about what the players know in an attempt to educate the audience on the PE season of schools. We're going to start with a quick Q&A with the Boise State players about Syracuse. Jacob Palmer was our man on the street. See what exactly Boise State players know about the Orange.
First one should be easy.
Oh, that's Syracuse.
Yep, and where are they? So what would be like one of those big states?
California.
I know my schools. I don't know my geography.
Other than California.
Texas.
No, he's on the East Coast. Other than Texas, we keep moving, keep pushing east.
Florida.
New York.
This is Syracuse in New York.
Stand here like this and see if that gives you
We're going to go in New York City.
There you go. Well, New York.
But New York.
Syracuse, and that is in New York, right?
Where in New York? Where is Syracuse located in New York?
How am I supposed to know this?
Where in New York?
New York.
Okay, well, I know that's Syracuse, but where is Syracuse?
Where in New York is Syracuse?
Is it-
So you don't know where Syracuse is.
Not in New York, no.
Not Albany, is it?
You don't know where Syracuse is.
Oh, it might be in Syracuse.
Hey! You don't know where Syracuse is in New York.
Syracuse.
There you go.
They're probably from nowhere. They're not very good.
Well, the trash talk is at least real there. So Syracuse wants to put themselves on the map, let's say, here after that geography performance from the Boise State players.
And I mean, it is an opportunity, right? We've talked about it. Boise State is the previous champion. So, we'll have to see if the geography is not so reflective of our actual play skills.
We see we've got more than just Boise State, Syracuse, though, on the matchup here in the PEC. Michigan State and Kansas both going to square off in a battle of the heavyweights. Ohio State and Minnesota both going to meet up, and Baylor and Nebraska will both fight in a bunch of different games. As we see here, the Boise State roster, of course, coming off the national championship. Even if they want to say that they are on the same playing field as everybody else, they have all the eyes on your back. If you beat Boise State, you absolutely get a head start over everybody else. So Boise State, they've got to go hard on Doc's keys to the game, which is don't overstay, have those sweaty comms, respect rule number 1, and punish double commit. Doc's keys, of course, are brought to you by Blue Ribbon Painting. With over 90 years of combined experience, they are proud to be Boise's go-to team of local multi-generational painters who know how to level up your home. Visit blueribbonpainting.net. And now, it's almost game time here. Best of 5, Boise State, Syracuse. What are you looking for Boise State in game number 1? Who, by the way, we were talking about this right before the show started. Syracuse hasn't only never beaten Boise State in the PEC, they've never won a game against Boise State in the PEC.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing to see is will Boise State be able to keep that clean record, but I'm also just curious to see how quickly they'll rack up potentially their first hat trick. Now, that'll be a big part of their offense compared to the defense. But with Boise State already having such a strong reputation, we'll have to see where that goes. And I'm excited to see if Syracuse has a chance to slow down the Broncos.
Well, all eyes are on Boise State again. The national championship defense starts right now as game one is just moments away between these two here in this best of five. Again, PEC kicks off now as Woozy, Durtho, and Preston in the blue. Immediately lose the kickoff, though. Durtho going to have to make a great defensive stop in the Broncos' end. As Gababy trying to get possession here, but Durtho's going to go right over him.
Ooh, bouncing it off the backboard. They are able to hold up some of the defense, but that is a lot of commits there. Preston is going to be able to bring up the ball. Once again, they aren't able to quite gain the control they need. They aren't going to get the shot on goal just yet, but Durtho tries to go for it. It's not going to be lined up where they need it, but the Broncos holding strong on Syracuse's side so far.
Gababy, nice little touch, going to get it away from one. Can he beat Woozy to the corner? He cannot, so it's going to be right in the middle as Tiz pushes it over. Great stop by Durtho, though, off the wall, but Gababy right over him. This could be the best chance for Syracuse early in the game, but Preston immediately gets control. Gets blown up, though, but Woozy with a perfect rebound, going to rip a shot and just get the ball back on the orange side.
Demos are always a good way to slow down. It looks like the Orange has that opportunity, but the Broncos are going to take that away immediately. Preston finding that weak zone and going to get a nice ball right into the corner. Yep, Durtho with that sneaky goal right there. One player almost able to grab it, but not fast enough.
It's not what you want if you're Syracuse, because now you got punched in the mouth. How do you respond as Preston takes the kickoff? Is he going to be able to angle it on net? No, he's not. Gababy forced to a 2v1 in the corner. Woozy going to try and rebound it over to Durtho. Can't quite get a good touch on it, though, so Gababy going to make a great defensive play there. But Durtho still has possession off the wall. Tiz doesn't put enough stop on it, and Preston shot turned away.
Great save there, but will it be enough here? Woozy in the air looking for another opportunity. Durtho going for the fight in the air, but it's not going to happen. The Broncos lose a little bit of their footing here, but they're able to catch right back up. But never mind, the Orange is going to take it once more. Syracuse looking for it, and we're just going to go into that back and forth. There is an open net. That could be dangerous as they try to rotate back. They are able to stop the ball, but once again, not getting enough playtime on Boise's side here.
Broncos haven't allowed a shot, though, which is great defense. As I say that, though, Tiz going to put it right for the net, but he misses the rebound. Gababy turned away. Lesser one more time, and he ties it up.
Wow, and Durtho is right there, but you can see as that ball bounces there, Durtho just a little too far into the net to get the momentum needed to block it, and it's going to go right in. Syracuse bringing it 1-1, holding strong against the Broncos right now.
That's what they need. Can they get a second goal? Once again off the kickoff. Oh, a great play over to Preston. He's got the ball in the corner. Tiz going to stop it. Durtho, one touch over him. Maybe has a chance for an aerial shot here. Going to fake both members out. But Gababy, once again, excellent defensive play.
Woozy looking for an opportunity, so is Preston. Boise State players are hungry for that next goal, but they're not finding the connections they need. This could be an opportunity here. Preston sees it, but so does Syracuse. Durtho's going to try and get a pass, but Baby is wiser to that and is not going to let it happen this time. The defense is still strong, while the Broncos are looking for that opportunity, trying to get one quick place into the goal, but it's just not happening.
You talked about demos. Maybe Gababy's the guy you got to look at. Already 5 saves, only 3 minutes into this match, and now Preston has an opportunity. Going to try and hit it off the wall. It's right there. Woozy coming in, but Tiz gets a nice touch on it. Going to deflect the ball away. Now Durtho right at midfield. Preston, does he see him? Going to try and send it up. Durtho waiting for a rebound, but another great stop by the Orange. Their defense has been impeccable. Can they turn that into offensive firepower? Gababy in the corner. He's been great on defense, but on offense, he's going to lose the ball.
And with that, Boise State going to get some momentum. Woozy trying to gain some control here. Might look for an opportunity to pass, but it's not going to go through. Preston now doubling back with Durtho catching that ball there. They don't want to let that opportunity of another shot on goal, but that's also not letting them get a shot on goal here either. Tiz following the ball with their teammate. With all of them there, there's just not a chink in the armor to exploit just yet. So the Broncos have to go on the back foot for a little bit here.
Final 90 seconds of game one as Preston tried to carry it out. Lesser with a great stop, but Woozy's going to be there, going to dribble it upfield, gets it around one, taking it into the corner. Tiz going to do a great challenge as Preston is there. Ball's going to be centered on net, but Lesser just turns it away again. Durtho one more time here, but Gababy should be able to corral this one. Oh, it takes kind of an awkward hop, and Durtho just steals it away, but Tiz makes a great save.
So close, but not enough. A demo is going to go through onto Woozy, and that's going to cause the Broncos to have to rotate back and protect that defense. They are able to prevent the shot on goal, but that's not what they want to see here. With the game tied at a minute remaining, one team needs to push through if they don't want to go into overtime.
Oh, this could be Boise State as Dirtho going to get a great rebound. Good baby there, though. Has it at midfield, trying to carry it, but just loses possession. Lester was right below him, but Woozy, great intercept. Dirtho going to overdrive, get the boost. Has a great chance here from Preston. Pass there, but the ball doesn't take the hop he wants off the roof. Now Woozy has to try and save it in the center, but once again, Syracuse's defense holds strong, and we're down to the final 30 seconds in a 1-1 game.
Anything goes here, and with these 30 seconds, they're looking for that opportunity. Woozy looking for the shot on goal. It's going to bounce off. Dirtho trying to get the combo, but it is going to be protected, and now Syracuse is going to try and respond in kind. Preston going for that touch, and that might give Woozy another opportunity. It's going to bounce off, but no one's there to follow it up. Dirtho going for one attempt here. It could be the last that they get with 10 seconds left, and they aren't able to find anything.
Remember, the game isn't going to end until the ball touches the ground, even if it says zeros on the clock. So Lesser trying to keep it in the air. Dirtho going to get a great touch. Maybe Boise State has a chance to rip it from midfield. Dirtho, one more touch. Baby turns it away, and Boise State just going to ground this one and send us to overtime in game number 1. And now its first goal wins as Boise State off the kickoff. Bodies meet in the middle. Preston going to get a great squeeze off the wall, but Baby there to corral it. And now the Orange can set something up.
They are trying, but Boise State is able to put some pressure on the ball here, bringing it to their side. Dirtho denying that ball control. They're going to pass it away from him before he can get anything set up, but Woozy is not going to let it go straight through to their side just yet. Preston following the ball a little bit back and forth. Dirtho tries to take a shot, but it hits the backboard there. No one has any strong control yet, but Woozy goes down. That demo could be dangerous, and they are going to try and take a shot on goal, but Woozy off the revive, able to get that quick save.
Now Syracuse is the one on the aggressive side. Tiz, I thought he had Lester there, but Lester didn't see it. Preston going to knock the ball. Dirtho going to tap it. You see the Broncos at the top of your screen. They are full focus right now. They know one goal could be their first loss ever in the PEC to Syracuse, and they're trying to stop that as Tiz and Woozy going to try and meet. Tiz gets it, and it's all Orange in overtime. Baby's down there. Can he take the shot? No, he cannot. Dirtho with the save.
Oh, it's right there. It's so close. Luckily, Preston and Dirtho are both there, but that's a lot of resources. Woozy sees an open net, but Tiz able to catch it and the backboard there too. It wasn't set up how they wanted it. We might be able to go in for another shot, but the Orange is there and they want to gain control if they can.
Dirtho has a great chance here. Tiz going to do a great job turning it away, but Woozy right in the middle. Both these teams playing so well right now. We're almost 90 seconds into overtime, but Boise State can maybe end here. Preston just gets turned away. Big demo there from Syracuse. Woozy going to respawn in time. This could be a shot here. Woozy going to go up once again. Great spawn off the demo. The ball's still on the blue side for Boise State.
Two players over there, although the net looks open. Baby is still watching and waiting. Absolute menace in the goal right now, not letting anything through. Tiz and Preston going for that 50-50. It's not going to go the way of the Broncos. Woozy going to try and back him up. There's an opportunity for the goal, but Tiz is going to take it from them and try and bring it to the Broncos side. Dirtho and Woozy now going to try and look for that combo. Popping it up into the air. Preston following behind, but it's just a little too high. And they're not able to set up the ball for another attempt. They might get a chance here, though. Preston going to look for that, but Lesser is there and waiting, and Tiz is going to back him up. Syracuse holding strong against the Broncos in these shots.
Good baby with another great save. Finally, Boise State gets a little bit of chance to be aggressive. Preston over to Dirtho, but Lesser going to turn that one away. Preston still has control. Two members of Syracuse in the corner. Maybe they get caught on a double commit. Luckily, the Orange able to get it away. Tiz had a great shot and just drove under the ball. Now it's Dirtho's turn. Over to Baby. He's been the master, but
Preston following it up.
He just doesn't have enough momentum.
No. And Woozy's there, but it's not enough, and now the ball's going towards the Broncos side, and they have to recollect and rotate to get those resources back.
Preston, one more shot. Tiz going to turn it away. You see Boise State doesn't want to make a mistake. They don't want to overcommit. Dirtho over to Woozy. Shot going to be ripped. In to win game 1.
That's the pass they've been looking for that entire game, and they finally managed to slip through both Baby and Lesser to end out game 1.
I did not think they were going to sneak it past. Gababy was excellent defensively. Look at all those save medals for Gababy.
Insane amount of saves, but that just goes to show how strong they are already looking.
But what if you could pursue college or your dream career while serving your country and getting amazing benefits? The Idaho Air National Guard is just 1 weekend a month, 8 months out of the year. You get tuition assistance, signing bonuses, health care, zero-down home loans, and high-tech job training, all while keeping your civilian life, job, and goals right here in Idaho. Whether you're studying, working, or building your future, the Guard enhances it all while giving you leadership skills and lifelong connections. Ready to have it all? The Idaho Air National Guard is your pathway to education, career success, and purpose. Game 1 goes to Boise State, but it could not have been closer. I mean, we talked in the opener. Syracuse has never beat them. You wouldn't stink that off you from game number 1. 2.5, maybe 3 minutes into overtime. Syracuse does not want to start the PEC season 0-2.
No, and they are really showing in the effort that they've put into developing their skills, that they're holding their own against Boise State and denying so many goals there with the saves. Those demos were also incredibly nasty, and I'm curious to see how the Broncos will choose to deal with it going into game 2. Because this could be some momentum that, although Syracuse didn't win, they could gain from showing how much they could do.
Yeah, I'm curious to see exactly how Boise State is going to handle Gababy. Today's stream is brought to you in part by local dairy farmers and the dairy protein they produce. Thanks to them, Boise State Esports has access to next-level fueling options that keep our players playing at their peak. Unbottled dairy protein that powers your performance. Visit unbottled.com for more info, and Boise State's going to need some of that extra power here as, again, game number 1 came down to the wire. And does Boise State, they weren't the demo-happy team. I think 3 or 4 demos, all from Syracuse. I wonder if they look to target Gababy, the defender, sort of that key for that Syracuse defense, because if he falls, maybe you can sneak a few more goals in.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Broncos, it was Woozy who took most of the punishment there. So wanting to be a little bit more wary going forward. Don't get stuck into those opportunity moments. But, you know, the Broncos do love their demos when they get the opportunity for it. So I wouldn't be shocked if we start seeing that more often. Get him out of the way. Don't let Baby watch the goal, because that was one of the biggest sticking points.
Game number 2 right around the corner again. Best of 5. This is week number 1 for Boise State in the PEC. Syracuse already sitting at 0-1. And here comes the kickoff. We'll see if Boise State can get more early momentum. Kickoffs have been almost Bronco side as Dirko can maybe put this one in, but Lesser this time with the save.
And Baby bringing on a little bit more of the pressure, trying to drive it over to the Broncos side. Preston able to bounce it back, stall it for a second, and Woozy takes it. Though Baby gets it right back in possession. Just looking for that first opportunity, and it looks like Tiz is going to try and get it. Breaking through, Preston is going to deny them the opportunity at the goal immediately, but Baby's going to pass it across the way. Oh, that could be dangerous, but luckily the Broncos are able to gain some control there.
Dirko and Gababy going to tie it up. Ball still bouncing in the midfield. Preston with a great touch, going to center it up. Uzi is there, one touch, but Tiz is there. Great meet in the middle. Now it's Lester's turn. Going to rip a shot on goal. Preston is there. Great job defending by Boise State. Once again, it's all Broncos early as Dirko has a great chance here, but Tiz with another save. Preston with the follow, but Gababy. There he is. Another great save.
Just like last time, but now Broncos still have some pressure on the ball, but Tiz is going to try and take that away from them. Preston not letting it happen, though, and a demo goes through onto Baby, just like what we were talking about earlier, but are they able to make anything of it? It doesn't look like it, as right now they're just kind of vying for the ball control.
Preston has it, going to try and go over Gababy, not going to let that one happen. But Uzi's right there, rips it. Lester with the great save. Everybody on Syracuse with some fantastic defense. But the Orange needs some offense here if they want to take this momentum away from Boise State. Preston centered up, Uzi, Dirto, both there. Uzi's going to be the one who gets the first touch, but the ball turned away from the net.
Broncos able to keep up that pressure, keep the ball control even when it goes to their side here. Tiz tries to look for something, but the demo is going to go through. And now they're going to have to wait for that opportunity. Preston going up into the air, looking for an opportunity. Dirtho is there as well. They're going to take a shot on goal, but it's a little too high. And Tiz is able to take it away.
Minutes gone by here in game number 2. Boise State leads 1-0, but Gababy trying to make it 1-0 in the game. He puts it over to Lesser, but the ball just kind of bounces away from the Orange. They lose possession. Tiz one more time. Gonna get one shot, gets it over Preston, but Woozy is there, and that ball should be safe. Maybe it's not, but it's right off the crossbar. Boise State gets a little lucky, and now Dirtho trying to turn this one around. Takes it off Gababy's hood. Great chance for Boise State. Ball can be centered, but Preston realizes he's got to back up.
Yeah, and a good thing to do there. Lesser was looking to get it, and Dirtho is going to steal it right from them and get that shot on goal. Yeah, Preston able to get one good pass there, and that's exactly what the Broncos need. That teamwork is going to get them the first goal of the game.
We saw this story last time. Boise State jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Can they add on? As Lesser just gets a great kickoff here. Going to take it all the way into the corner. Woozy has to defend. Going to be able to get one touch on it, but kind of left in no man's land. So it's Preston who takes it up. He's got Dirtho once again. This combo is already electric once, but Tiz not going to let that happen for a second time that quickly.
Looking for that opportunity there, gets it over Woozy, and Baby is going to try and take a shot, but Preston there and waiting, able to get the save, but a demo goes through right after all of that hard work. Luckily, not going to do too much so far, as Syracuse just needs to gain control of the ball once more. Dirtho trying to track it, sees that they're looking for another shot on goal, and is able to knock it away from them before they can make anything of it.
Well, a couple double demos go out with the 2-on-2, but it's demoed! And Dirtho puts it in. That's what we talked about, Audrey. Take care of the goalie, and you can score the goal.
Yeah, and we see that go through right there as Woozy is able to bounce it off the board twice, and Dirtho, seeing that opportunity, sneaks it in. While they were all paying attention to Woozy, it was Dirtho who was there to snap it right up.
2-0 now. Syracuse going to need to mount a big comeback here. Boise State is trying to get a more comfortable win this time as Gababy does it himself all the way into the corner. Lesser is there as the Orange with their first real offensive output of the night, but Woozy immediately steals it away. Gets it back. Tiz going to retreat with it, but once again, the ball finds itself on the Orange hat like it has most of the night.
Driving the ball right over Preston, but Dirtho's also there. They really want a shot on goal, but they're not finding it. The Broncos holding strong here. Going to go up into the air. Lesser going to knock it away, but no one there to take it except for Baby. Going to drive it up the side of the wall here, but no one's there to find it. And there's plenty of Broncos here to protect that goal right now.
Baby trying to make something happen for Syracuse. They're down to their final 75 seconds. They need something here if they want even a shot at overtime. Lesser going to try and play it off the wall. Preston having none of that. Going to put it up in the air. Baby there, one touch. Maybe Tiz can get a hold of it, but Dirtho with some fantastic defense. 60 seconds left. Boise State looking for the daggers. Preston puts it up in the air. Baby going to turn her away. Woozy right there, but he's already retreating defensively. Boise State knows they just have to play smart. As Woozy gets a fantastic save, and with 45 seconds left, Lesser's going to put it up in the air. Tiz, though, can't quite get a hold of it. And Boise State holds on to this 2-0 lead, and can they make it more? No, they cannot.
Well, not just yet, but they are still holding strong on the Orange side. Of course, as soon as I say that, we're going to go right back over to the Broncos goal as Lesser tries to take a shot here, but doesn't quite have what he needs. Tiz is going to try and set it up, and Preston barely misses it. Oh. Wow.
Said Preston just barely misses. Woozy can't quite get it, and that ball just slow rolls into the net. Syracuse has life as Boise State's looking to go up on match point. There's 27 seconds left. Boise State would love a goal here as Gababy's going to get demoed, but Lesser going to take an opportunity. Going to try and play it off the wall, looking for the tie. Preston misses. Woozy can't quite get it, but just enough to tear it away. Gababy clears it, but Tiz wasn't ready, and the Broncos clear with 15 seconds.
Able to breathe a sigh of relief there. Dirtho trying to look for another opportunity, but it's going to be taken by Lesser. Baby going to drive it down over by Preston. A couple seconds left on the clock. If they can find a chink, they might be able to get something into overtime, but the Broncos don't want to let it happen. As the seconds go down, Broncos are able to hold the line.
And a big thanks to ICCU for their continued support of Bronco Esports. Thanks to ICCU, Boise State Esports has won multiple national championships and piled up more than 1,500 wins. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Visit ICCU.com. And speaking of those national championships, that's what Boise State is defending tonight here against Syracuse, kicking off the PEC, and they're up 2-0. This is match point. Syracuse could, in fact, lose a third series in a sweep to Boise State in the PEC, and the Orange do not want that to happen.
No, and as we said before, like their continued performance in these matchups so far is really showing how much effort they're trying to put into denying that. Even when it looks like they don't have an opportunity, they're still taking those shots in those last 10 seconds, hoping to get to that overtime.
Syracuse did not like their schedule draw for the PEC, I'm sure. They started with Michigan State, who was the runner-up last week, and now they get the defending champs, Boise State. The Orange looking at an 0-2 start. Boise State maybe 5 minutes away from a 1-0 start and a start at defending that national championship. Game 3 right around the corner. But Audrey, all these games have been very, very close. This has not been Boise State kind of running away with it like we saw at the PEC kickoff where they kind of beat Michigan State down. Syracuse has made the Broncos work for every single goal.
Yeah, and I always love that when we get that in a Rocket League game because the amount of technical play you see from both sides is just so satisfying to watch, the back and forth of who's going to break through, who's going to get the pass, and I love to see that, especially as we go into this final game where you know it's going to shine.
Boise State, they've scored first in every single contest. Can they do it again as Tiz will stop Woozy, but Dortho is there, and he's looking to get it down to Woozy right in front of the net. Everybody is big miss there, and now the Orange might have a break.
Oh my gosh!
And Syracuse says not so fast. It's 1-0.
A little bit too much excitement from the Broncos there, and we see they're just able to get the pass straight past all the players, and no one has enough boost to get to that goal.
Sometimes when everybody misses, that ball doesn't go in a way you think it's going to go, and you're kind of out of position, and that's maybe what happened there. It's off the kickoff. Boise State going to let the Orange touch it, but Woozy right there in the corner. Going to be able to get first touch, but Tiz puts it right on net. This could be huge for Syracuse. He's going to miss the follow-up. Lester's going to put it in. Can Baby touch it in?
Oh my gosh.
They're up 2-0 in 30 seconds.
Flipping the script on the Broncos here, using some of those passing combos that we were talking about for the Broncos. Now we're seeing Syracuse using that to pull one over on us here. That is kind of crazy. That's the fastest 2 goals in the game so far.
And that matches Syracuse's offensive output from the first 2 games combined. Nearly had a 3rd goal. Look at Baby and Tiz going to be able to corral it. Now Boise State, they need something. They start with the demo on to Lesser. Woozy racing down, centers it up perfectly, but nobody on Boise State wanted to commit to that, want to play it safe. Let's get Baby's touch taken away. Preston now has a chance over to Dortho. He's going to rip the shot, but Tiz is there for the free follow-up from Woozy. Hits the crossbar. Preston goes back to spawn.
The ball's still near their net, and they need to be careful. But they do have one less player to worry about until Preston manages to get back up here, trying to find some opportunities. They do have a bunch of them lurking in goal, and who can blame them when they're 2-0 right now? All they have to do is hold the line. They don't necessarily have to score. And that's going to make it a lot harder for the Broncos, but they do make a demo to create a little bit of a dent in the defense here. Baby's not going to let that happen, though. Tries to go for the goal, but he's going to get demoed himself. With that, the Broncos are able to take some control back.
Game slowed down. Now 3.5 minutes left. Is Preston going to go up? Great little bump there. But unfortunately, Kibaby is right there. No shot attempt, though. Woozy rips it. Tiz just able to get enough air to get under that one. And now Boise State maybe with their best scoring chance so far in Game 3. Dortho going to go up. Wants to take a shot on net. Can he get the follow-up shot? Unfortunately not. Woozy's there for one more chance at the rebound. The ball's just too slow, and it looks like the Orange going to survive another one.
They want to find that opportunity, but Baby, once again, lurking near that goal. Not going to let it happen. Dortho and Woozy looking for the pass. Preston watching, sees where it might go, but going to rotate back just to be safe. They don't want to leave that net open. They saw what happened last time. Now moving closer to the Broncos side. Might go right back, going back and forth, and they're going to try and take a shot, but Preston able to get a quick save. Good thing they rotated back there. That could have been dangerous. Dortho, however, looking to try and respond in kind here, but not going to find anything.
Lesser waiting for the ball. Boise State, you see Woozy goes flying past. Broncos starting to realize they're running out of time. We're over halfway through this game, and Lesser could maybe put the dagger, but a great deflect by Preston. Dortho going to hit it up. Tiz going to rip a shot. Dortho should be there. A fantastic save. The Broncos keep this game within reach. Dortho going to just power through Gababy, take it all the way into the corner. All 3 members of Syracuse are there. This may be a shot. This Preston going to take it up in the air just off center. Gababy rips it away. Boise State unable to find the back of the net so far. As Woozy can't quite get it, Dortho gets one touch. The Broncos just cannot maintain possession on the Orange side.
Oh, demos on both sides here will reduce the team count, and that shot was dangerous, but was able to be avoided. Good save there from Preston, but Lester and Baby are going to do another team shot there. Really just let the ball come to them. Yeah, Lester able to pop it down, and Baby just making sure it sinks in. Preston and Woozy unable to get past when you're just right next to the line.
90 seconds left here. Can Boise State mount a comeback right off the kickoff? Preston with a great touch over to Dortho. Woozy causing some confusion over in the net there, but it's actually Preston who's going to get demoed, which means Boise State loses that crucial 3rd member, has to retreat. Woozy now with possession right in front of the net, one touch. Lesser is there at midfield, but the Orange do not want to relinquish. They're not going to play safe with this big lead. Gababy going to corral Dortho back to Woozy. Woozy going to go up. Does this be Boise State's chance to get that 0 off the scoreboard? Tiz juggling it, prevents the Broncos' offensive push, and the Orange going to clear it away.
Not impossible to get some goals back, but the Broncos are definitely losing time, especially being stuck on the defense here. Now going to try and take an opportunity at the goal. It looks open, but Lesser going to pop up and try and knock them off course here. Boise tries to redirect it, but it is stopped by Lesser again. Holding strong, now the goal might be open. Preston able to boost back and gain some control back for the Broncos, but Syracuse is not holding back this game.
You know, they just have to bleed clock at this point. Broncos' chances of a third straight sweep over Syracuse starting to slip away. They'll still have the advantage, but they want to get a goal in to at least feel good about this game. As Woozy going to try and touch it up, has it in the air, but Gababy knocks it away. Maybe one more chance for that highlight goal for the Orange. Preston can't quite get a touch on it. Finally going to get a center, but Lesser is there, and the Orange just have all the answers here with just about 10 seconds left. Boise State looking to put something on the net as Woozy's going to go bye-bye.
Ooh, and with that, that diminishes the Broncos' ability to maneuver it a lot, giving Baby the first hat trick for Syracuse.
First hat trick of the series as Lesser just plays it down. Boise State had to be full offensive. They knew they had one last shot, but that is most likely going to do it outside of some crazy shenanigans. It is 4-0 Syracuse here in Game 3. And as the time ticks down, it's time for Boise State to look and regroup. Syracuse will win. It's still Boise State in control of the series. But now things just got a lot tighter.
Yeah, and with that, Syracuse also able to put a little bit of, some reputation on the board as well, taking a game from the Broncos.
And today's stream is brought out to you in part by local dairy farmers and dairy protein they produce. Thanks to them, Boise State Esports has access to next-level Fleet League options that keep our players playing at their peak. Unbottled dairy protein that powers your performance. Visit unbottled.com for more info. And again, Boise State, they're going to need to crack into that supply because after that, I think everyone around the PEC maybe jaws hit the floor there. Because if you think Syracuse was going to win, you think maybe 2-1, maybe like that game 1, overtime goes their way. That was a 4-0 statement win for Syracuse.
Yeah, finding not just so many shots, but no response from the Broncos that they're able to muster is an impressive thing, as oftentimes the Broncos are able to mount a very, very strong offense. Shutting them down like that is going to do a lot, and that is a scary thing to show, not just for Syracuse, but also other colleges in the PEC conference going forward.
We've seen so far Syracuse has a strong defense, but that was the first game they've turned it into a strong offense. It is Game 4. Week 1 of the PEC for Boise State. Week 2 for Syracuse. The Orange are 0-1, and Boise State 0-0. The defending national champs do not want to take this to a do-or-die Game 5. It is all coming up here very, very soon, as Game 4 is about to get underway between Boise State and Syracuse. As once again, Boise State off the kickoff. Preston in full control. Going to get over to Woozy. He's going to center it right in front of the net, but nobody there for Boise State. Looks like the Broncos going to play a little bit slower so far as Lesser gets a touch. Durtho can't quite get on it. Tiz with a great opportunity. Has the Broncos running all over the place. Gababy looking for a centering. Lesser is there, but they can't quite connect on the pass. And Boise State got to be thanking their stars so far, but the pressure's not done until Lesser going to knock it back.
And it is in front of the goal. Syracuse could be in danger, but they are able to gain some ball control here, and Boise State was not in the position they needed for it. But they aren't going to let another opportunity go. Preston looking for a potential shot here. Woozy following it up. Lesser going to try and stop them. Looks like it could be successful, but Durtho is going to follow it up for one more attempt here. They need to be careful, though. They don't want to get out of rotation, and we do see that now Syracuse is going to try and get a shot of their own on the goal.
Preston, nice little squeeze off the side wall. Going to get another touch to get it around Tiz. Durtho going to keep the pressure up as the ball does sort of flutter over to the Broncos side. Gababy shot high. Durtho going to turn it away. No chance of a follow-up. Both these teams playing sound defensively here through the first part of this game. Is Woozy going to get a touch on it? Right past midfield. Preston is there. Muscles it past Gababy, but the ball ends up right in Lesser's hands. But Durtho with a great knock away. Woozy trying to get over to Preston, and Boise State just looking for that pass to start things off offensively. And Preston might have a great shot here, but Tiz not going to allow a rebound.
And that defense just continues to be a problem for the Broncos. Baby able to bounce something back from them again. Preston looking to try and pass, but Lesser's going to deny them again and again. The Broncos keep trying, but now it's in their court, and they have to be careful. Durtho able to take the save. Gababy looking for another opportunity, but they're denying it until Lesser able to come out from the other side and get that first goal here.
Great job, Gababy with a little bit of just a nice little pass to Lesser, and Syracuse scores first. So far, everybody that scored first has won the game, so it's up to Boise State to break that trend here in game 4. As right off the kickoff, a great start for Boise State. Tiz gonna miss it. Dirt though, over to Woozy, who was grabbing some boost. Gonna recenter once again, but Tiz a fantastic stop. Over to Gababy, looking for Lesser on the 1-2-3, but the Orange can't quite connect.
Preston looking for an opportunity here. Tiz in the goal. It's going to bounce over him, but Baby's going to gain control before the shot can really be lined up how they want it. Durtho able to contest, win the 50-50 here, but Lesser also here. Just when you think a Syracuse player isn't on the ball, another one sneaks up and they're able to gain some control. Tiz going for a potential shot, but Preston able to block it before they find anything here. Durtho doing the same. Demo in front of the goal on Lesser. They do not want to repeat what happened last time, but Tiz is going to try and follow it up. Shot after shot here. Syracuse putting on the pressure.
Baby gonna get one touch, but Durtho with a great intercept. Could be a great chance for the Broncos to even this one up. Durtho, fortunately, loses the handle. Tiz now taking it. Preston, great defensive stop there. Gonna push the ball into the corner. Lesser wants to center it back up, but Syracuse can't maintain possession, and Durtho goes sprinting up the field. Great stop by Baby. They're gonna hit it over into the corner. One touch from Preston. Woozy there, gonna try and play it off the wall, but once again, as you said, Audrey, there's always somebody on Syracuse ready for that ball.
Durtho's going to try and break it away, but there are 2 players to fight, and 2 versus 1 is not easy, but they're going to try and reduce that number. Unfortunately for Boise State, Woozy is going to get knocked out again. And they are going to find that opportunity on the ball. The pressure's still on their side. The Broncos trying to find a way through, but they are getting locked in here. Gababy and Tiz just back and forth here, and Lesser's trying to sneak through. Doesn't even need the help. Gababy able to just knock it right in.
See Gababy after that touch, just
wow.
Ball and
good waterfall right off the backboard there. Just Broncos not finding their opportunities.
still got just over a minute left, but the pressure is on for Boise State. Do not want to be held scoreless in back-to-back games as Syracuse just has all of the pressure. Preston not able to get the ball. Tiz has a couple members of Boise State all in the corner, but finally Preston able to clear it away. Gababy going to be the first one to the ball. You see Woozy flying in, trying to challenge, centers it up, but Preston just can't get high enough as Lesser gets the first touch. Tiz right there, but can't quite get a touch on it. With 60 seconds left, Boise State needs a goal now, and Preston might have a great opportunity.
Oh, but it's bounced away. Tiz able to take it away, and the Orange have the ball control again. Durtho though, oh, quick shot, could have been in. Woozy tried to follow it up. Lesser holding strong, and a demo once again. Woozy just taking all of the punishment on that, and nothing comes out of it for the Broncos as it goes right back to their side. Just need that one opportunity. Preston looking to try and keep that ball away. 30 seconds remaining. Not looking like a lot of opportunities for the goal, but they're definitely looking for it. Woozy seeing if there can be anything here, but Baby once again just blocking the way.
Preston gonna clear it over. Boise State needs a quick goal. Anything can happen when you get to that kickoff. The time is running out. 10 seconds left. Preston gonna steal away at midfield. You see Woozy is there. Chance shot on net. No, he did not. And Preston gets demoed. Durtho trying something, but the Broncos unfortunately going to run out of time. That one might have rolled in, but it wouldn't have mattered. Syracuse with back-to-back wins sends us to a Game 5. And this is going to be very, very tense.
This match point sets a lot going into the season. If the Broncos lose their first game of the PEC, that is a very kind of unexpected thing going into this. A lot of us were expecting, you know, not maybe necessarily a 3-0, but it would be very likely. So the Orange able to kind of lock them down like that is kind of unprecedented, really, for their record so far.
And now it's on to Game 5. Again, Boise State, the defending national champs here in the PEC Rocket League, looking to avoid a 0-1 start that Syracuse is currently sitting on. Is every single game has been back and forth. We've had 3 minutes of overtime. We've had 1-goal games. But what we've always had, Audrey, is the first team to score has won every single game. That first goal, even more critical for Boise State in Game 5.
It's been a bit of a premonition here, and neither team is out of the run yet. The Broncos are still one of the most notorious teams for a reason here. And so Syracuse can't just act like this is going to go their way. That reverse sweep is not theirs to
even
get
bigger.
just yet.
That's even bigger. I didn't even think about that. Not only does Syracuse, if they win this game, they reverse sweep the defending champ. Boise State does not want that to happen as Game 5 kicks off 5 minutes away from what could be a massive statement in the PEC for either team as Tiz can't quite get it. Preston trying to control it. There has been Gababy. Excellent defensively. Has turned it on offensively the rest of the series. And now Dirtho has it over in the corner. Lesser is there. Can Boise State take Syracuse off their game as they always have somebody on the ball as Tiz going to hit it in the corner. The Orange get their best chance. They get a little bit of an internal collision. It slows it down.
They are able to get a couple more passes in front of the goal. Dirtho does get demoed though. That is going to create a little bit of a hindrance here. Uzi looking to block the goal. Dirtho able to come in at the last second here. Very close, could have been dangerous, and Syracuse could have got that first goal, but it's going to go over to their side. Preston able to stop it before they can clear it. This could be an opportunity if they're able to get it past, but Lesser's going to try and clear it before they get that chance.
Preston, nice one touch, gets it around one, but Gababy with a shot. Woozy, fantastic save. But Tiz keeps the ball alive for the Orange until Woozy able to clear it out. Lesser should be able to corral this one, just hit it right back. Preston, though, there to keep this game of volleyball alive for a brief moment until Woozy gets control of it in the corner. Ball right in front of the net. Dirtho going to go up. Preston waiting for the rebound, but now it's the Orange. Lesser has Gababy middle of the field, but can't quite get the ball to it.
They're trying to find those opportunities. Gababy passes it up. Dirtho able to very carefully dodge over a couple players, but not enough. Woozy's going to look for an opportunity here. Lesser is there to contest. The ball goes up. Preston sees it. He's going to try and find something, but there's not enough momentum, and Tiz is able to clear it. Dirtho does stop it from getting near the goal, but Gababy doesn't want to let that be the end here. Going to try and look for the shot. Woozy gets the save, but it's not quite out of it yet. So we get to see here how Dirtho handles this. Preston, Woozy in the back lines. Once again, not finding that opportunity.
Boise State not scored in the last 13 minutes of this series. They need something, and they need it fast. Dirtho can't quite control it. Gonna get hit back over. Preston able to corral this one. Slow the game down just a little bit. Woozy, great hit here. This could be the Broncos' best chance. Woozy trying to carry it over Lesser, but Lesser is just right there. Dirtho wins the race to the ball, though, and it's right in front of the Orange's net. But once again, Tiz over there down to Gababy. Pass back to Tiz, looking for the rebound. Preston not gonna have any of that. And maybe Boise State gets a breakaway, but Gababy just pops it up near midfield.
Back onto the Orange side. Woozy looking for that opportunity, but it's going to be knocked away by Tiz. The rest of the Broncos near the back line looking for those rebounds. There's nothing there, but Preston able to get a quick save there with Lesser trying to take a shot. Tiz now looking for another opportunity too, trying to look for a pass to another player. Luckily, the Broncos are able to misdirect that a little bit and keep it away, bring it back to the opposing side here. But no one's there to follow up the shot. Dirtho going to try and make something of it, but Tiz and Baby are both there. These 2v1s have been devastating for the Broncos. Dirtho going to try and pop it up one more time. Woozy back him up, try and send it another direction as he goes for the shot, but it's going to bounce high. Preston might be able to follow it up, but there are 3 players there. They are not messing around. They want to hold that goal. And they're going to try and take a shot on the Broncos. Dirtho coming in from above, able to just barely get that save.
Once again, the ball finds itself right back on the Orange's side. Tiz trying to carry it. Preston gets a great touch. It's a brief moment of an open net. Lesser plays it back. Dirtho going to rip his shot, but it's going to go high and left. And now the Orange looking to carry it up the field. Tiz has the ball in the corner. Preston can't quite get a great touch on it, but Woozy is there just to clear it away from the middle of the field. Dirtho, one touch, great demo on Gababy. This could be the best chance for Boise State so far, but Tiz is there. And the Syracuse Orange once again survive. Now it's Boise State's chance to push it away. Dirtho just going to hit into the corner. The game slows down.
1 minute remaining. We talked about that one shot being, the determinant of the winner, but it looks like it's just going to be because whoever gets this next shot might be the only one. And we see here, Woozy and Gababy trying to contest. The demo is going to go through. Create a little bit of a mix-up here as Dirtho takes the shot, but Tiz able to grab it. After so much setup, the Broncos just not able to find it, and they want it so badly, but Gababy is going to deny them and try and bring it to the other side here. Now Preston looking for that opportunity. Not going to find it. Woozy bringing it forward. And a demo onto Preston is going to slow down the Broncos once again. Syracuse did not like the heat that they were facing, but it wasn't enough as they're going to demo right back. Lesser out of the game. Dirtho looking for an opportunity, but Baby is going to knock it away. Looking for one last pop-up. Both teams need to be careful. This could be the determiner. Durtho able to knock it away from the Broncos, bring it over to Syracuse's side, and it's going to land on the ground right in front of the goal as we're going to end the games how we started them with an overtime.
That next goal wins not just the game, but the entire match. As we see another great save. Boise State, they've won so many kickoffs. There's Durtho right there. Didn't quite have the great angle. Woozy gonna get a touch on it, but it's pushed away once again by Syracuse. This orange defense has been so strong. Preston there in the corner, full pack of boost. Looking to carry it up over Tiz, get it to the other side of the field where Preston and Durtho are waiting. The Broncos kind of whiff on it, so it's up to Woozy. He's got Durtho, he's got Preston, but Kababy says not today.
The orange holding strong here, looking for that opportunity. Preston breaks through. It suggests his, but no one's there to follow it up. Woozy is able to get it past him, but Baby is going to take control and try to bring it to the goal. Durtho tries to go for the block, but it just barely hits the top of the goal. That could have been the end, but the Broncos saved by the boundary there. And now they need to be extremely careful, as Syracuse still has control on this side, and that could be the end. Durtho tries to go for it, but Preston is able to clear.
Tiz keeps it right back up. Gonna try and get a touch. Kababy flying in, but Durtho gonna knock it away. Now just takes a little shot on net. Tiz able to get to it first. The Boise State, they just need the ball on the orange side. It doesn't stay there for long. Preston, has a great chance. Kababy caught flat-footed for a moment. Durtho flying in, but Kababy with another touch. And it's Tiz now waiting for the ball to land. As Woozy just able to stop the orange from pushing forward.
Preston able to pop it over a couple of them. It bounces off the ball, and Durtho almost finds a shot. Tiz able to pop it up, hitting the back again. And now Woozy trying to set it up one more time, but no one is there, and Lesser is able to clear it. Both teams on the edge of their seat right now, focused. They know this could be the end, and Broncos going to pop it over to the goal, but it's not going to land, and Baby is going to try and take control here. It does go in front of the goal, but unfortunately for the Broncos, that's going to go towards theirs. Bounces off the backboard, and Durtho able to pop it up before it could get shot on, but every time it goes there, it is another dangerous potential.
Lesser once again. The Orange have been almost in full control here in overtime as ball finds its way back to Boise State side. Preston's going to rip a shot at Durtho. Redirected. Maybe was there, though, for a great save. Woozy able to keep it alive. Maybe trying to get one more attempt here. Tiz, it's right.
Tap it down, Preston!
It's still
rolling. It's not the end!
But Kababy hits it away again.
Kababy, it's popped up, but Durtho doesn't have the lineup, so he's going to try and send it to Woozy instead. Lesser takes it. Preston's going to try to bounce it back. There looks for an opportunity, but Baby, once again, right there, and Tiz following it up. Durtho able to make a shot for Woozy, but Baby able to launch it up. Every time you think it's there, it's going to get popped up into the air just above where you want the goal to be.
State. They might have a great chance here. As Woozy Lesser racing. Get there! The rip from midfield just beats everybody to the goal, and Boise State claims it.
With all of these, I feel like complicated goals.
Yeah.
And us panicking. Of course, it's the simple, straight shot that gets the overtime, but I'm glad to not be panicking anymore because either way, I was nervous.
That was a heck of a series. Boise State survives. They move to 1-0, but they were tested by Syracuse, who unfortunately falls to 0-2 in the PEC. But what an absolute incredible Game 5, Audrey. Overtime, 0-0. And I think for Boise State, look, they've said all the right things defending their national championship. That's the one where you're like, all right, this season is on.
Yeah, and the other teams are showing that too. I mean, even though Syracuse is going 0-2, that is still, I would say, a sort of win in their books to put Boise State on the back foot so many times. To get to match point for Boise State's first game, that is quite the message to be able to send at the beginning of a season.
Yeah, you take them into overtime twice. You take Game 5 into overtime. Absolutely massive win for Boise State, though, because, again, they just needed to start that PEC season 1-0, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about, but there's going to be a lot to celebrate right now, Audrey, because, I mean, Syracuse, big shout out to them. That defense was basically unbreakable. Boise State, I think, their high was 2 goals. I mean, that Syracuse defense, That was absolutely impressive.
Yeah, but it just goes to show why the Broncos are the champions. They're able to break through that unbreakable defense and continue on the season to continue to show off why the Broncos have held strong for so long.
Yeah, it may not have been the result that maybe a lot of people around the PEC were expecting, but it is Boise State 3-2 winners over Syracuse to kick off the Broncos PEC season. And if this is any telling, I cannot wait to see more PEC action. But we are not done here. We've got plenty more action coming here from the Boise State Esports Arena. You do not want to go anywhere, especially after how that last series went. We'll be right back.
Go, but going to rotate back just to be safe. They don't want to leave that net open. They saw what happened last time. Now moving closer to the Broncos side. Might go right back, going back and forth, and they're going to try and take a shot, but Preston able to get a quick save. Woozy back him up, try and send it another direction as he goes for the shot, but it's going to bounce high. Preston might be able to follow it up, but there are 3 players there. They are not messing around. They want to hold that goal, and they're going to try and take a shot on the Broncos. Durtho coming in from above.
Boise State needs a goal now, and Preston might have a great opportunity.
Oh, but it's bounced away. Tiz able to take it away, and the Orange have the ball control again. Durtho, though! Oh, quick shot, could have been in. Woozy trying to follow it up. Lesser control of the ball once more. Durtho trying to track it, sees that they're looking for another shot on goal, and is able to knock it away from them before they can make anything of it.
Well, a couple double demos go out from the 2-on-2, but it's demoed! And Durtho puts it in.
It's going to get popped up into the air just above where you want the goal to be.
Boise State, they might have a great chance here. Is Woozy gonna run it? Lesser racing! Get there!
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on, outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Scott Matlock, underrated recruit, has built himself into one of the best defensive players in the Mountain West.
What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset, because innovation demands daring. Is finding thousands of ways that don't work, and the one that changes everything. It's when your unrelenting spirit sees the world's needs and says, I will create something better. So, what will you do? Will you let your genius run wild? Give yourself the space to be great? Set your sights on something even bigger, because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You've got it.
And back on again. Ow, 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 ow. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Let me show you what I got.
With the Dairy West Fueling Station, we really wanted to create a place that our players could come and be fueled and hydrated in a healthy way, fuel their minds, fuel their bodies so they can compete at the highest level. Dairy West has really allowed us to do that, and we're excited to see what this space turns into. This is only phase one. There's many iterations to come. It's truly unique in college esports, and we're excited to see how that continues to evolve. We're really thankful for Dairy West's support and look forward to continue working with them.
Let me show you what I got.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
After this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Boise State's Esports Arena. The grass is green with the smell of gasoline because, my God, we had a banger just a second ago with the PEC, but now we're going to continue with the Fall Mountain West season. Tonight, we'll have the defending champions, the Broncos, going against some new blood in Utah State University, completely new team coming in here. My name is Eric, followed by Danner over to my left. And man, the energy I just felt for that PEC game, we got to ride that immediately after, Danner.
I know, it's insane. I mean, that PEC match was able to start the match off, or start the night off strong with that Game 5 finisher from Boise State, and especially in overtime when it's 0-0, everything on the line to start off your season. And one thing I was wondering, it was like going into that first game against Syracuse. I mean, we're coming off of a bye week. We never played anyone last week, but everyone else in the PEC had. So now we're thinking, all right, how are we feeling? We come into this week, Game 5 against Syracuse. I still think the guys are looking really good. And I think that coming into the second game of the night, Mountain West, I think they're going to be looking even better.
Okay, we got to have a quick temperature check because we're talking before the game about heart rates. My hand's a little bit shaky right now, man. That was a very intense game, to say the least. It feels like we're going to be the cool-down match now because, of course, you know, Boise State University is so dominant when it comes to the Mountain West region.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, so far we've had 2 weeks of Mountain West play. We've gone 6-0 in games. We haven't just dropped a single game against both Air Force and San Jose State. So going into this, very high hopes here to continue that streak, maybe even go 9-0 at the end of the night, continue our Mountain West prowess, and end the night off 2-0 here in front of a crowd.
And of course, I mean, with what we've seen so far from this squad, I mean, last week it was completely different Boise State. I say completely different, but it's really just one player that stepped in, and that was Gil. Now we have what you would consider the full power of the squad coming into
Yes. Yeah, Preston's back on the docket here tonight. We saw Gale come in last week to fill in for him. A little bit of a sickness issue, but that's resolved now. Everyone's back in their seats. Everyone's back in power. And I think that with a full-strength roster on deck tonight, I think that this is going to be amazing. And already we have a pause. Lovely.
Does happen. Sometimes we get some of those technical difficulties. We'll get those ironed out and be able to get back on to the mat as soon as possible. But to bring some information here for Utah State University, again, this is a rather new team. They have just brought in new players to play for the season of Mountain West. Still trying to lock in, had a rough game against San Diego State, but here we go on to kickoff.
And on to kickoff we do go, and almost an opportunity right off the bat. And now it's going to be Dirtho's turn. Controlled into the midfield. Woozy in support. Trying to send that one out to Preston. Pass. Dirtho. 1-2 action here. Preston. Shot on target. Saved out by Electric. And now it's his Woozy's turn. From the backboard. Actually going to fake it out. Leave it for a teammate. It's going to be shot out by Preston. And there's the coordination we love to see out of the Boise State players right now going 1-0.
You can see right there, already on the defense is going to be Utah State University. So hard. But you have too many chasing that ball down into the goal. that will get Boise ahead right from the get-go.
And especially when you're trying to go for a save like that, but you get bumped out of the way by Woozy, it just creates no competition there. And there we go, back into the mid for Woozy. Pass down to potentially Preston, not quite there. Electric able to send it out with enough boost to potentially follow, but instead leaves it for a teammate. Durtho capitalizing on that one, trying to create pressure here again for Boise State, and that's going to be rolling in! Woozy able to follow up on his own touch. Is going to put Boise State up 2-0 just within a minute of this game.
And how filthy was that? Because it all started with the demo to lead it right in. Take out the defenders and leave that goal wide open. Boise State looking well warmed up after that PEC game.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking about, because you have that PC game going all the way to 5. You're getting your players warmed up and ready to go, full strength. Coming into a game like this, I feel like, as you were talking about, the cool down game, but I still don't think it's going to be cooled down for these Boise State players. I think they're still going to be going red hot, just like Preston is now from the backboard. A great save by Evil Scientist, but Woozy keeping on the pressure.
Looking for the angle, and Electric's going to be able to send it right back over to Boise State territory. Lockheed has an angle, but it's denied by Durtho. Will now send it to the skies. Looking for pass right back in. Will be able to take it to himself. Tries to center it up, but Electric will block that.
Evil Scientist saying this one out. Woozy still with 0 boost, actually goes for it. Ends up grabbing a mid boost. Now taking it up to the backboard. Maybe playing off of her second touch. Not going to happen. Fakes out everywhere. Durtho trying to get this one target. Maybe a double tap. That one's going to go in. Durtho, great recognition there to get that double, putting up 3-0.
Yeah, you see 2 defenders going up. That's an overcommit coming out from Utah State University, and completely exploited there by the offense of Boise.
I think Durtho actually got a flip reset off of that first touch and ended up using it to get that reset. I was wondering why it had so much power. But now back onto the side of Utah State. Something that we're getting pretty familiar with here in game 1. And now Preston from the ceiling. Actually, Woozy and Preston both going for it. This one's going to roll across net. Woozy with a quick shot. It's going to roll on in. I mean, when you stay that close to the ball, you might as well go for it.
Yeah, this is a little bit too relentless right now. You're starting to see lack of coordination coming out from Utah State, because look at their defenders. They're all piled up together. You're not seeing the proper rotations right here, and Boise are very easily able to take advantage of them.
I don't think Utah was ready for the unpredictability of Boise State. I think that's what has the edge over them right now. The unpredictability of their shots and their touches is keeping them away. And right now, Boise State quickly, now just barely crossing the 2-minute mark as Durtho puts in a 5th. We haven't even crossed 2 minutes and Durtho's putting in 5. They're going to be knocking out this one quick and easy.
This is getting kind of ruthless right now. I mean, this is probably cathartic after that last game that they had against Syracuse. You know, being able to just play some ball, play some demolition like you have with racking it in so far.
Yeah, I mean, all the players right now. I mean, yeah, look at Woozy. He's already got 5 demos on the game right now. He's barely crossing 2 minutes on the game.
Demolition man.
He is going for the exterminator. Oh, but Preston off the ceiling. Just coming off of a great 50 out of him. Utah State not quite sure how to save that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we playing Rocket League or are we playing basketball? Because that was a 3-point shot coming in from Boise State. Going to expand that lead even more, 6-0 for game number 1.
I think Woozy's playing bumper cars while Durtho and Preston are playing Rocket League.
I mean, I don't know if I could say that about Durtho, because he doesn't have as many demolitions as Woozy.
And that's why I'm saying Woozy's playing bumper cars with everybody else on the pitch, while Durtho and Preston are playing Rocket League, getting ready to go. Double tap here, save from Durtho. Preston 50 down to the midfield. Lockheed able to get at least 1 touch under that one. Durtho setting it up for potential teammate. Nope, he's gonna keep going. He doesn't care. He's gonna make his own touches. He's gonna get opportunities made for himself. And Electric now from the sidewall has to leave it. Preston midfield to Woozy, not quite gonna land. And Lockheed trying to get a double off the sidewall, lands, but still doesn't create the opportunity that Utah State is looking for here to try to get the first goal on the board.
Here we go with that offense. Boise once again. Boise able to hold that ball in, looking for the aerial juke.
Oh, is he gonna?
Evil Scientist will get through, find the block. But the offense still going for Boise State University. It's going to be Woozy looking for the next pass, sends it over to the corner, tries to square it up, but once again blocked away. Doesn't matter because Preston's there, looking for the backboard shot, but Evil Scientist will deny.
Boise State, they're getting real confident here with their touches. I mean, 6-0. Obviously, you are going to be confident, but you can see in their play style they're getting ambitious for some of these passes. They're getting kind of risky, but honestly, I think that the rotations are good enough to where they can rely on each other to make those fast rotations back. Just like this, Durtho saved out, still plenty of boost to take control. Flipper set onto one. Preston also pre-jumping onto that one. Exactly my point, getting antsy with it. But Utah State now just have to last through this last minute 15 until they can go on to game 2.
Durtho trying to center it up. Gets passed right back over to him. Has an opportunity for a shot, but wheels go over into the corner. Durtho finds a demo. Maybe he is playing those bumper cars after all. Woozy setting it down, but it's Lockheed who will deliver it over to midfield. Now Durtho with the steal away from Lockheed, playing on defense. That's just juking him out right there. Will not be caught. Instead gets the ball back over to Boise.
Oh no!
Wide open, and Evil Scientist will find the net.
That might have just been a rush defensive play here. Let's see what happened. Preston gets bumped, and Woozy dives for the ball. Good coordination effort out of Utah State. Gets the first one on the board, but now opens up the potential for a Brazil here. 7-1 for Boise State. Let's see what can happen here in the last 45.
Now, I like the deep references right there.
You know, it's the fun stuff. It's the little things.
Yeah, it's still Rocket League adjacent, right? As Lockheed finds an opportunity to get another point in. Maybe you just give a little bit of prophecy in there.
I guess I did. No Brazil today, but regardless here, Utah State getting some action here onto the defensive half of Boise State. They're actually able to get 2 here, but with 38 seconds to go, they still have to rack up a lot more to make it close.
Off the kickoff, over towards midfield. It's going to be Durtho who tries to deliver the ball right from the get-go into the goal. Gets so smooth is Woozy.
Woozy, I mean, it's real simple out of him. Just one touch, little pop, top right corner, Lockheed. Too far out of the net to be able to make that save. And Boise State, they're going to put up that 7th goal, truly locking in this game. I don't think they're going to get much more of a win out of that one. I mean, it's pretty dominant here. And here we go. Durtho, Woozy pinch on target, just wide actually. But it doesn't matter. They're going to keep on relentlessly putting up offense and goals and opportunities. But I mean, there's nothing else you can really say. It's a Boise State win.
Sort of a tag team duo going on here with Durtho and Woozy. Now trading off. Durtho's the one getting the demos. Woozy, it's been a while since he's picked up his last one, but what a dominating play coming through. One, looking for the shot down the center, but it will not be found. The ball hits the ground, waiting for that final shot.
Not quite going to hit the ground.
Will not go down. They want to put this down with authority.
And authority they will here. 8-2, final score, game 1 with a 0-second, quote-unquote, buzzer beater. But we are going to go into game 2 here. Boise State leading the series here in the Mountain West, continuing that dominant fashion that we've seen over the past 2 weeks.
I mean, what can you really say? This has been a tough game that they had to go through with the PEC one, now transitioning into this. Team that's rather new with Utah. We talked about that a little bit. I watched some of the post-game interviews that Utah State University did have. They were talking about how they had certain issues with, you know, a lot of their inside rotations, with a lot of their boost control. And it seems like that's stuff that Boise State can take full advantage of.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that might just be some sort of skill gap that might be there between Utah and Boise State. Utah, they have a good, solid foundation of what they're trying to do. It's just fine-tuning. Boise State, they've done the fine-tuning, and they know how to capitalize on a lot of opportunities that they can be given.
I mean, that's what happens when you have multiple championship titles under your belt. You're going against the new kids on the block. This is kind of schoolyard bullying that's coming through. Got to be rough for Utah State, but you know, welcome to the league. This is a league that Boise State runs.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, Utah State, brand new roster. They're coming into the season fresh. They're still learning how each other plays and how they're going to coordinate here on the field. But with Boise State, this roster has been together for 3 years. They have some veteran status here and some seniority over some of these teams. And right now, they're proving that with a Game 1 win, 8-2. But now going into Game 2, Durtho, quick from the ceiling. He's going to keep going with it. Flipper set out of Preston, cuts it off. He's going to take it out from the corner. Maybe a pass out mid for a teammate. No, he's going to bump Lockheed out of the way, and Woozy is going to rush on in for an opportunity here. Not quite a shot on target, and no bump to make up for it. But Boise State, they're not really anything on offense.
Taking turns in the corner right there. Looking for that ball control is going to be Durtho as he takes it to the skies. Looks to slam it right on down. Won't get it in, but the block going to be denied as Preston will score.
And there it is. Boise State, they're just going to keep on hacking away at this scoreline. Doesn't matter what game it is, they're going to keep racking up goals. And right now, that's the first one in 30 seconds. Not as quick as game one, but still something on the board here. Utah State, good kickoff here, but a quick one out of Woozy. That one's just going to roll on in, bottom right corner. They're not relenting. Boise State already up 2-0.
We've gone from the basketball three-pointers to just some plain bowling now.
Yeah.
Right down the center. And it made it look that easy for Woozy. He has a way with that, man.
Sometimes it's the simplest stuff that can go in and rock leg. And there we go with a double fake kickoff. Electric playing the flick. Gets beat out by Woozy. And now who's going to be first to be there for Boise State? It's going to be Woozy again, making that first read. Preston, flipper set off the ceiling, immediately uses it, but doesn't get the shot on target. Now Dirthoff, last back. Makes a good 50. Preston now from the sidewall, looking for the double, actually gets it. Woozy with a shot on target, not gonna happen. Good back pass to Dirtho. Up, oh, misflip, is gonna get away from that one. And Boise State, you can tell they're having a lot of fun with this match.
Yeah, you can see the smiles on the cameras. Is now loading up for another shot. Dirtho sending it over to the corner. Will pass over to Woozy. Woozy takes it up into the air. Will juggle it around off the backboard, but no shot to be found just yet. It's the defense of Utah State. Will find the ball in the midfield. Now another attempt.
Oh, what a play.
Drops it downwards, but 3 defenders online for Utah State.
Sometimes you got to throw the house, and right now Boise State are throwing a little bit more than the house. I think they're throwing everything, plus the yard, plus the fence, plus who knows. Preston trying to get a double off backward for the save, but that shot's going to be wide. Woozy controlled after grabbing that corner boost, gets bumped out by Preston, unfortunately. But still able to keep control, bringing it back to the Utah State half. Good demo. Evil Scientist taking a little bit of control here. Preston to the corner. Able to keep it out for Boise State, but who knows for how long as we cross 2 minutes into this game.
Dirtho right there with the interception. Evil Scientist empty-handed in the corner. The ball will go. Electric looks to play defense, bopped right over the top of his head. Dirtho gathering it into the corner, now setting up for the shot. Defenders there for Utah State. Will find it into midfield, but Preston looking to the ball. Finally the shot over in center, but Evil Scientist finds nothing but air, and Boise State will regain control.
Regain some control. Good dribble out of Dirtho. Try to get it onto target. Not quite. Preston try to get the double off the sidewall. But now it's Dirtho's turn. Taking control. Dribbling it around. Trying to get a flick. Ends up playing it low. Woozy maybe with a quick shot on. Isn't going to happen. Lockheed now. About to have it take a boost. Taking it to the sidewall. Grabbing that corner boost. Looking to take control and get it mid for a teammate. But Dirtho with an extraordinary 50 to send that one out. Can't believe the power on that one. And Electric just trying to get it out for Utah State. They're trying to get something here.
And I can fully believe the power. This man is jacked as he is as good at this game. He's now looking to take control once again in midfield. Woozy will take towards the skies. Off the backboard. Sets it up for Preston. Preston able to get it off the back as well. Will pass it though, but doesn't quite get the shot.
Not quite the shot, but definitely an opportunity. And the biggest thing is time wasted on this clock here. Now that we're crossing almost 1 minute left in this game, Utah State, they're running out of time here in game 2 to try to get something here. Preston cutting off that pass. You can see all 3 Boise State players up in the air for that one. Preston, a little pass out, and Woozy's going to be able to redirect that one in. Almost reminiscent of that second goal we saw.
Yeah, look at that big smile. And take another look at that shot. I mean, right over the top. We'll bounce it off the bottom of the car and guide that ball right in for the 3rd point in game 2.
It's like deja vu from game 1. You remember we saw that ball where Woozy was just hugging it real tightly, and he ends up backflipping into it, getting a goal. Preston right now taking control here from the sidewall. Now Woozy from the ceiling. Flipper set onto one. Can stay with it, but with no boost, not much else he can do. And that's a good demo into one. Preston now to the ceiling. He's going to send that one maybe down to Dirtho. Ends up getting 50'd out. Now it's Woozy's turn. What can he do in the air?
Now we're back to the demos. Shot goes wide. Looking for control is Utah State, but the control belongs to Boise, and so do the demos, man. Preston will juggle it towards the center, but it's Lockheed who will find the clear right into the corner. Woozy on the chase. 30 seconds now remain. Boise State Another interception coming through from Utah State.
Durtho passing this one out wide to Preston. Not going to read that one for the double. Uzi trying to chase for a couple of demos there off the backboard. Oh, but now Durtho from the ceiling. Gonna get a flip reset and a goal! And that might just be our Dairy West unbottled play of the game.
Oh, it definitely is, man. Slam jam. Thank you, ma'am. Durtho does it with style. Putting the points up to 4, 6 seconds left on the clock, and there's no argument this game belongs to Boise.
This game and potentially this series alone belongs to the Broncos. And as this ball eventually either touches the ground or goes into a net, there's one touch on the ground. Boise State up 2-0. Will they be able to sweep tonight?
I don't even think that's a question at this point. I mean,
at this point, no, but you never know.
To be fair, to give credit where credit is due for Utah State, that game 2 looked much better than it did in game 1. They were able to play better defense, not get demoed as much as they did in game number 1.
Keep yourself moving.
You know, very high was the scoreboard for game 1, where we got to, what, about 8, 9 points, and this time it was 4-0.
Yeah, first game 8-2, this one 4-0. Regardless, still a blowout in a sense, but I think definitely better for the side of Utah State. I think that they can definitely go into game 3 with a different mentality, thinking, okay, we're keeping it closer, we're getting better at our rotations and our boost. I think that if they keep this up, game 3 could definitely have the potential to be even closer.
And again, a new squad, Utah State, trying to iron out a lot of those growing pains that you get. We're kind of seeing in real time. You know, credit all towards that. Even though so far it's been a stomp, you never know how these teams are going to grow and find the rhythm over time. But Boise State, they are the champions. When you take a shot at the king, you better not miss.
Yeah, when you're given opportunities like this, you really got to put your heart into your gameplay and show why you're here, why you're fighting for those titles like we are here in the Mountain West. But for Boise State, all they're doing right now is trying to keep that title, as they've done 4 to 5 times in a row now. Looking to make it even more from the ceiling now, potentially a Boise State player. There's Woozy. I can see him pre-jumping in the background. Weston trying to get one on target. Woozy trying to stay close to this one. Maybe mid for Durtho here. And here we go, to the backboard. Doubled, no, sent up by Evil Scientist. But now it's Preston's turn. Keeping it close. Pre-jump out of Woozy. It's going to be red, but not on target. Boise State already on fire.
Felt it just slightly wide right there, but there's many more opportunities when you have the offense of Boise State as they look to set up another off the corner. Preston setting it up over towards Woozy, but accidentally pinching it between teammates. Now gathering that boost to block the ball from Lockheed. Corner of Boise State territory. Woozy knocking it over, looking to drive that ball back into the corner, taking the shot to defenders. Durtho can't break through, but Preston has the answer.
That's an open net. And you can really tell Boise State getting super comfortable in this one. I'm looking at you, Durtho. Look at them all cozied up in that jacket. They're feeling good. And right now, within 1 minute, they already have 1 goal up. Looking to add more to it here in game 3.
Right off the kickoff, Woozy looking for control. Defensive play now coming through from Utah State. Electric looking to get the ball, but he's got 2 members of Boise to get through. He will pop it right over the top. Chase still continues. Evil Scientist looking to play defense now, but now it's Durtho who challenges him. Will drop the ball over.
Oh, good shot.
And he does not read the play. Woozy will score.
Great placement out of Woozy here. Kind of a fake at the Durtho. Electric not sure what to do here. An Evil Scientist not in the position he needed to be to make that save. Woozy putting that one on. They're going to keep up the pressure here. Boise State relentless in this 3rd game. They want to shut this out, and they want to get a 3-0 on the night.
The best in the Mountain West just keep bringing it. Now defense being played once again out of Utah State as they look for an angle to get through the members of Boise. You can't though, because Durtho has an
what a reset!
Oh, in time, won't find the goal.
Oh, I thought that one was going to be it, but maybe this one, Woozy, not quite. Out of the corner now, Preston, keeping control. Used his flip to get a shot out mid. Woozy not in the best position to make it an opportunity count for Boise State. But right now, I don't think that's any sort of worry for them. They're going to keep up the pressure right now. Durtho flips, use it on, maybe a pre-jump out of Preston, but no, Woozy just got to play safe on this one. And now it's his turn from the ceiling. Controlled. Pass down, up. I don't know what's happening. I saw the pre-jump out of Dirtho and I wasn't sure what to expect.
A little chaotic Boise State can be. Now Evil Scientist looking for his way. And he'll get it just in the top corner. On the board is Utah State.
Great little flick out of Evil Scientist using his back flip there to send that one top right. They're going to cut the lead in half here. Utah State, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. They can kind of reevaluate what they did in the last 2 games and bring it to Boise State in Game 3.
No scoreless in Game 2, so we like to see this. We still want to see development from other teams and who can bring the best against the top dogs here. Boise State now looking for another goal through. It's Dirtho down the middle.
Oh, the post.
Slightly off balance. Will pass it over. Woozy into the corner. Dirtho will find it. Now sends it up towards the skies once again. Preston will follow through. Looking for the dunk, but Evil Scientist denies it with the save. Now Woozy, another ducks right under. Evil Scientist will gain control.
Only for a moment before Dirtho beats out that one. Preston now chasing down Lockheed, getting that initial bump. Woozy a little bit farther out. Now it's going to be him and Dirtho in support of each other. Going to try to get another one on the board for them. Woozy getting the pre-jump with a pass. Evil Scientist with a great save. And this one still lingering in the Utah State half. Potential for Boise State to still add one on the board for them, putting themselves up 3-1. But for right now, Lockheed is looking to change the narrative here. They want to tie the game up, and they want to force a win here.
Boise State out of the corner. Gets challenged once again. Woozy drives it towards center field. Lockheed will knock it into the air. Now in Utah State territory, Preston will find one demo. Woozy finds 2 demos back to back, just smashing right through Utah State. Evil Scientist still has an angle to go for a shot, but the defense of Boise State too good. Great response coming through.
I can see Dirtho. He tried to go for that psycho attempt, but Preston said no. But with just a better 50, Preston's going to take this one in. Boise State up 3-1 with 1:01 on the clock. I don't think there's any much more they can do about it.
You hear the cowbells. The power of Boise State making the esports arena alive all day with pride for this team as they continue their dominance.
The power of a crowd that can change the narrative for Boise State. Anytime they're on land and they have people cheering for them, they are just a different beast of a team. You've already seen it against Syracuse, taking that one to 5, but still getting the win overall, playing very consistent Rock League. And now against Utah State, oh, what is he going to do here? And he's going to play the low 50, gets the delayed, and he's going to put Boise State up 4-1.
You can't be doing that, man. How disrespectful is Dirtho?
You can't, but he did.
He had a chance, and Dirtho says nah. As the 4th point on the board for Boise State, Utah down 3.
Out of the sidewall here, Evil Scientist, not the touch you wanted, but Woozy playing slow. Gets a good 50. Maybe a follow-up, pre-jump from the corner now. Anybody that has a shot may be able to take it. Electric able to send that one out for just a moment, but Lockheed with the great 50 sends that one down to the Boise State half. But with 20 seconds on the clock, I don't know if there's anything else that Utah State can do here, especially with Dirtho off the ceiling! Ooh, just off the crossbar. Well, I mean, Boise State in general, they're looking amazing. Oh, with a nice little dribble. Maybe a Doomsy here. Oh, almost gets the next 50. But with 3 seconds left and 3 goals needed for Utah State, that's just not going to happen. Preston's going to let that one drop, and Boise State are going to take that one 3-0.
Absolute domination coming out from the Mountain West Kings. The Broncos looking fantastic. You can see it right there. It was kind of a fun game to watch from the squad. Woozy going for all the demolitions in the world. And some great shots coming in from the gang.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you expect out of them, especially in the Mountain West here. They're just that dominant, especially when it comes to the other teams that they play usually with this conference. And when it comes down to these games, they can be so dominant, especially with how, like I was talking about, they've been together for 3 years. Yeah. They know every bit about each other and how they play, and they've just been able to perfect that since.
And again, I do want to give one more piece of credit to Utah State.
Absolutely.
It was a newer team. It is a team that's trying to find their roots in the soil. And for the most part, over the course of the game, we started to see their defense get better and better. But again, this is one of the best teams you could possibly face in the Mountain West region. So, hey, hats off, but you know what? The hat trick belongs to Boise.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. For Utah State, you can go over those VODs. You can think about it to yourself. You're like, all right, what can we do here? And only for them, they can only go up. That's all they can do.
Yeah, so overall, I mean, proud of the Boise boys. That's all we can really say there. I mean, what an experience to have. They went straight from the PEC into the Mountain West, and after having a slobber knocker of a game that was against Syracuse in the PEC, to come into this and still perform at that level and not have any nerves shaken whatsoever. Yeah. Always fun to see.
Yeah, exactly like you said at the beginning of this. It's the cool down game. It's everyone's time to like lay down, stop the nerves, stop the adrenaline. But regardless, I don't think that they stopped firing off at all cylinders here. They made sure to take that one very dominantly, 3-0. And for Boise State, now they're 3-0 in Mountain West as well.
Yeah, and what games have we gone through so far? It was the Air Force game, the San Jose game, and now Utah State. You know, going 3-0. It looks like the winning ways are just not going to stop.
No, especially not here. I think that PEC is going to be continuing to stay as competitive as it is, and Mountain West, it might be somewhat of the same going forward, but who knows? Maybe we can have some dark horse team come in and put up a fight.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun to see. I mean, there's definitely not a lot of new blood all over the Rocket League space. We've talked about it with PEC, some of the new teams that are showing up. And, of course, the new teams that are arriving for these different universities. Going to be a blast to see how they develop and how they look to challenge our champions.
Absolutely, and only time will tell.
So, off of that note, we're going to wrap up over here and go celebrate with the Broncos. So, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Be sure to enjoy the replay package, and we'll see you another time in the Boise State Esports Arena. But he's got two members of Boise to get through. He will pop it right over the top. Chase still continues. Evil Scientist looking to play defense now. But now it's Dirk, though, who challenges them. Will drop the ball over.
Oh, good shot.
And he does not read. West just keep bringing it. Now defense being played once again out of Utah State as they look for an angle to get through the members of Boise. You can't, though, because Dirk, though, has an...
Oh, what a reset!
Oh! It's been a while since he's picked up his last one, but what a dominating play coming through. One, looking for the shot down the center, but it will not be found. The ball hits the ground, waiting for that final shot.
Not quite going to hit the ground.
Will not go.
Wasted on this clock here. Now we're crossing almost 1 minute left in this game. Utah State, they're running out of time here in game 2 to try to get something here. Preston cutting off that pass. You can see all three Boise State players up in the air for that one. Preston, a little pass out, and Ruzi's going to be able to reach it. Tirtho passing this one out wide to Preston. Not going to read that one for the double. Uzi trying to chase for a couple of demos there off the backboard. Oh, but now Dirtho from the ceiling. Gonna get a flip reset and a goal!